This is week 1 and today we're going to cover the most important building block, which is Dart, the language behind every Flutter application out there. If you understand that, Flutter will feel easy. Let's get started. So what exactly is Dart? Dart is a programming language made by Google. It is fast, easy to read, and built around objects. It is also null safe, meaning it protects your app from crashing because of a missing data. Flutter itself is built using Dart, so think of it this way. Dart is the language, Flutter is the framework built on top of it. Here is why we start with Dart. Instead of jumping straight to Flutter, Flutter is built on top of Dart. Skipping Dart is like trying to build a house without knowing what a brick are. Learn Dart first and everything in Flutter will make a lot more sense. Before we write any code, let's make sure your tools are ready. You need the Flutter SDK, which already include Dart, Visual Studio Code, and the Dart and Flutter extensions. Open your command prompt. When you open your command prompt, I'm going to make this full screen. We are going to first of all confirm if your Flutter SDK is correctly installed on your laptop and you are going to be able to access it anywhere on our system. So here now we're going to type Dart --version and then hit enter. What this is going to do, this is going to show me the version of my Dart SDK. As you can see, I have them here. As you can see, I have it here. As you can see, I'm running version 3.12.2. So what next we are going to do now is we are going to create a Dart project. Inside this Dart project is where we're going to write our code for today. So the first thing I'm going to do, there was a folder I created in my previous classes that is named my app. I'm going to go into that particular folder. I'm going to locate that particular folder using CD and then I'm going to hit enter. So inside this particular folder, I'm going to create a new folder inside it, which is I'm going to do it from here. Make directory space and then Dart _ practice. I'm going to hit enter. As you can see, I have this particular directory already created. I'm just going to CD myself inside it. So I'm just going to do this _ practice. So I'm going to hit enter. I'm now inside this particular. So I'm going to create a new Dart project inside of this folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Dart space create -t console space then lesson 1 and then I'm going to hit enter. So before you can be able to do this, execute this particular command, you have to make sure that your laptop is connected to your internet provider for it to be able to, because it's going to need network to download some dependencies. As you can see, my project is done creating. As you can see here, I have my project created here. So as you can see, I can do CD to enter inside this and I can do that run. So let's just program. So what we're going to do now is we're going to close this particular stuff and then we are going to go into VS Code. So what we're going to do inside this VS Code, we're going to look at that particular project that we just created now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to head over to my file. I'm going to do open folder. So what I'm going to locate that particular place I created that particular project now. So I have it in my app. I have Dart practice. I have that. Then I have this lesson 1. I'm going to select this particular folder. As you can see, the folder is already open here. Let's talk about variables. A variable is a container that stores information. Think of it as a labeled box. In that, we have 4 basic data types. String stores text, like a name. Int stores whole number, like age. Double stores decimal numbers, like height. And bool stores only true or false. Let's type this out in our editor. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over to our bin, open this lesson.dat. Then when you open your bin and you have to, anything that you have inside your bin, just create and just review like this. So we're going to try out what I just told you now. So we're going to do string name is equals to, let's say, Alex, and then always remember to close with this particular command, and then you move over to the next line, and then you have int is equals to 20, and then you end it. Then you enter the third line and you do double height is going to be 5.2, and I'm going to break to the, and then I'm going to do var, then the student, I'm going to use this is true. Then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to print this out. So I'm going to do print this, and then I'm going to do name this, and then name, and then I'm going to end this with brackets here, and then so I'm just going to print out everything. I'm going to print height, and I'm going to print the student. And then I forgot one more thing here. Instead of using this here, I think I'm going to use bool. And then I'm going to move down and then type via city. Okay, let me just use this New York. Then I'm going to come down here and then print it too. So I'm going to correct this error I have here and then press save. As you can see, we have string here, which is name, and then the name is Alex, and then we have int, which is age, and then it's 20. We have double, which is height, which is 5.9, and then we have bool, which is student, is equals to true, and then we have var city, which is New York. And as you can see, my VS Code is already recommending me that this particular city is a string, so I can either choose to change it to string or I can just leave it. So I'm going to leave it like this for now. So what next I'm going to do is that I'm going to print out this in my terminal. So I'm going to open my terminal, open new terminal. We're going to print everything that we just did here using double sign string interpolation. So for we to do this, we are going to come down to our terminal, and then we are going to do that run bin / lesson 1.dat, and then we're going to hit enter. So as you can see in our terminal now, we have name is Alex, age is 20, and we have height is 5.9, and we have is student true, and then we have city New York. So what this basically does is that all the values that we assigned here is what we are getting back. We are printing it here, and that's what we are getting back. As you can see, we have name, which our name here is Alex, and then we have age, which is 20, and then we have height, which is 5 points. So everything we have done now is what we are printing out in our terminal. Now let's talk about that best features, Null Safety. Null simply means no value. Imagine a bank app trying to print out a customer name, but that name is missing without protection. That app is going to crash. That stops a variable from being null. To allow it, we add a question mark. Now it allows to have a value or not at all. This protects your app from crashing. That's why Flutter apps are so stable. So I'm going to show you how you can be able to perform this null save feature that has. So we are going to do string. We are going to put name, or let's just use country. Let's say country will be equals to USA, and then close, then break your line, and then here let's just say we have another string. String. Then here we're going to put question mark, and then we're going to do nickname, and then we're going to close this. If you watch this now, we have a nickname that we didn't assign any value to. We just use that question mark to tell Flutter that this particular nickname can be empty. So let's go ahead and print this out. So we're going to do print. So inside here now I'm going to do double quotation, country, $sign, and then country. So yeah, make sure you close this, and then in the second line you can do print also. Then do this, and then you can do nickname, and then $sign nickname. Then you save this particular stuff by clicking Ctrl X to save. Then come down to your terminal. When you come to your terminal, run bin / lesson, and then hit enter. As you can see, the country printed out USA, and then nickname showed null, because this particular that would not have any name assigned to this nickname here. That's why we are returning null here. Now let's clean up how we print text. Instead of joining string with plus signs, that lets us drop a variable straight into a sentence using a $sign. This is called string interpolation. I'm going to go ahead and then type on some few code and then give you a little explanation of what this does. So I'm going to do name is equals to Alex. Oh, sorry, I didn't define the variable. Let me do it now. So this is a string. And then I'm going to do string. I'm going to put question mark here, and then this is going to be nickname. So here now I'm going to do print. Display name, $sign, nickname, and then I'm going to give space, double question mark, and then I'm going to type name. Then I'm going to go ahead and then close this and then move over, go down, and then I'm going to assign a value to nickname. I'm going to assign a value to nickname, and I'm going to give this AJ, and then I'm going to print. So I'm just going to repeat that same process which I did at the top here. And then after you are done, you just go ahead and then save. Just ignore this error. Let me explain this particular piece of code here. As you can see, we have at this first line, we have name, which we assign the value Alex, and then we have this particular string here, which we define that this particular nickname can be null. And then we have print display name, or this particular quotation here, this double question mark here represents all. So it's going to check if this nickname has a value, it's going to print nickname, or if nickname is null, it's going to print name. So, and then we come down here, we have nickname AJ. The reason why we do not define the variable here is because we have already defined it at this line 3 here, which we said string question mark nickname. So we have already defined it. So we can be able to use this nickname anywhere in this particular line of code. So here now I have that same nickname is equals to AJ, and then I printed it again, display nickname. If nickname is null, it's going to show name. So let me go ahead and run this. When you come to your terminal, you are going to print this particular thing out, and then you can see what I just explained. So we are going to do that learn bin / lesson 1 .dat, then run. So watch what happened. Nickname is null, so it prints Alex. When you come to the second printing, nickname is no longer null, so that's why we have AJ here. This is extremely important and useful once we are going into Flutter. Before we go further, there are 4 mistakes almost every beginner makes. 1. Forgetting quotation mark around text. 2. Using the long data type, like putting quotation around a number. 3. Forgetting semicolon at the end of a line. 4. Trying to set a non-nullable variable to null. Watch out for those and save yourself a lot of lead error lines. So now let's put everything we have done together in this quick example. As you can see here, I have created this particular project, this Dart project here, to show you what to put everything together, everything we have already done to put it together. So here we have string, which is student name, and here the value is David. So here we have int age 19, and then here we have double CGPA 4.2, and then here we have bool has paid fees 2. Then we have string here, which has question mark to show that this data can be null, and then nickname, and here we print out the student's name, here we print out the age, and then we print out the CGPA, and then here we did has paid, so we print it out here, and then here now we have nickname. So if you understand what I did here, I didn't add the student's name here anymore. I just did check if we have nickname. If nickname is null, it's going to show no nickname. But if we assign nickname here, we are going to print that particular nickname. So let me go ahead and run this on my terminal for you to see the outcome. I'm going to do that. Run bin lesson 1.dat. So as you can see, We have already printed the student, which is David, age is 19, and then CGPA 2 points. And then if we go to nickname, you can see due to we didn't assign any, we didn't have any value here. That is nickname. That nickname is empty, so we are getting no nickname. This brings us to the end of this lesson today. So if you watched so far, in today's lesson, you have already learned the variables, the 4 basic data types of that, the var keyword, null safe, and string interpolation. This is the foundation everything else in Flutter is built on. In the next lesson, we will move on to that functions, how to write reusable piece of code. If this particular lesson helps you, please hit the subscribe button so that you will not miss out on the next lesson that is coming up, and see you there. Thank you.